Hello everyone, it's Beane, founder of Mentor to Millions and creator of the Extra Digit movement. Now, first and foremost, whether you see this video from my personal homepage or one of the area leaders all across the country, I personally wanted to be the first person to introduce you to what the excitement is all about. You see, finally, we have systems, we have software, we have tools, we have mentors that can teach you how to do two very important things. Number one, shift your mindset so that you can do number two, which is shift your income. So before we talk about all the hype and the excitement and the fluff and puff that's normally in this industry, let's talk about what the Extra Digit movement is not. Well, as I just mentioned to you, we are not about hype and fluff and puff, but we are about a lot of excitement. We are not anti BMW and Mercedes and luxury things, but we are pro getting those luxury things the right way. You see, we are not anti theoreticals and examples, but we're a lot more pro facts and solutions. You see, you may have heard my story. A lot of people know that I was able to go from 3 figures to 7 in my late 20s and start this Extra Digit movement. But as much as people want to clap for me when I run down the aisle or make a guest appearance on stage, or as much as people want to give me a hug or just shake my hand at one of our seminars, I remember the other BB whose bills were behind. I remember that guy. I remember the Brian that was so broke, my BROK and my E stayed on layaway. You see, I remember the BB who was buried in debt. So I celebrated when I broke even. So I stay humble because people always hear the 7-figure story, but they never really understand the 3 figures. And I do, because there are a lot of Americans right now who are really, number one, frustrated. Number two, they're stressed. Number three, they're confused. And number four, they're concerned about their future and their families. You see, had I known in my 20s what I'm going to share with you guys in this video series, my 9-year-old son would be able to take 7 figures and make it 8 figures. So instead of talking about problems, let's talk about solutions. And I was always taught the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So let's go over some cold, hard facts. Fact number 1, America will help you make a living, but you have to take your lifestyle. Fact number 2, America has several different avenues available for you to choose the type of money that you want to make. But fact number 3, America is not the best at helping you make the right decision. And fact number 4, if you make a shift in your mindset, you can make a shift in your income. So here's the first concept I want you guys to consider. How did the U.S. Treasury Department get all of its wealth? From 2 sources, taxes and interest. Now, the second question becomes, where do the taxes and interest come from? Don't answer that. But right now, you can start making a choice. And the choice is simple. You can work your way to wealth, and then I'll ask you, how is that working for you? Or we can just take our money back from the entities that are getting wealthy off of us. So we'll tackle debt on maybe the next video, but let's take a quick 5-minute look at how taxes really work. So it's important to understand that there are 3 different ways, or actually more than 3, but I'll break down 3 different forms or avenues of income that you can receive in America. Most people are already familiar with a W-2, also known as a job. Now, why is that? Well, colleges and universities encourage all students to get a good resume, get a good education, and get a good job. And there's nothing wrong with that. I always tell people, be thankful for your job. A lot of people don't have one. Just don't be satisfied. The interesting thing about a job, though, is that it will, however, pay the highest taxes. In other words, a job is going to pay anywhere between 28 and 33% in taxes. So the government basically is reaching into your paycheck in the form of FICA, state, federal, Social Security, every single pay period. And what it boils down to is about 1/3 of your income throughout the year. Now, this is not a government bashing video. I love America. I'm not going anywhere. But I will tell most people this. If the government were to tell you, you know what, from January to April, you're not going to get a paycheck, and we'll go ahead and just pay you from May all the way through December, but we're going to take the first 4 months and you get nothing, most people wouldn't stand for it. So what happens is the government takes a little bit out of each check. And when you add up all 12 months, you basically worked for 4 months, literally for zero, and gave it all to the government. So this is going to pay the highest tax bracket. Again, there's a reason why. The logic behind it is you're going to work first, you're going to pay taxes second, and then you're going to spend last. So most people feel like they're living paycheck to paycheck. It's because a large part of your check, the gross, never made it home. The net is what made it home. So the government, believe it or not, they encourage you to open a business. That's why I tell people this is not an anti-government video or an anti-government movement. We love the government because in their own way, they tell you, listen, if you have a business, we let you play by a different set of rules. See, business owners get to work their business first, spend on their business second, and then business owners get to pay the taxes last. So if you get to work first, spend second, and pay taxes last, the government is basically saying, we want you to stay in business. We want you to have a car. We want you to put gas in your car. We want you to have a home. We want you to use a percentage of your square footage for your home-based business. We know you have a cell phone. We know you have internet. We know you have office equipment. We know you have a computer. We know you have supplies. Look, why don't you go ahead and spend your money on your business and we'll tax you on the lesser amount after you run your business. You see, business owners are what keep the whole economy thriving and functional. Business owners get all the tax breaks and perks, and they actually are taxed the exact same rate. But the net effect from this formula, being able to deduct all of your expenses first, you'll end up spending between 18 to 23% in taxes as opposed to 28 to 33%. So the government wants you to own a business. It's just that colleges don't tell you to get a business. And that's the conflict for most Americans. Now, here's the thing before we conclude. Investments, also known as money, also known as capital gains or dividends, they're not taxed anywhere near as much. You're talking about approximately 15% because money making money is taxed a lot less than labor making money. That's why wealthy people, 2/3 of their income comes from their investments because they get that way they get to keep a lot more of it. See, their formula is totally different. Wealthy people say, look, my money's going to work. Then I'm going to reinvest my money. Then I'll pay the least amount of taxes on the balance. And the government says, thank you, because wealthy people and their money provide businesses. Businesses provide jobs. So the name of the game is to shift your income from the left to the right so you can provide more and help people who are still going from right to left. Income shifting. You see, ◪Digit is not a sales team. It's an economic or financial movement. So be sure to check your email in the next 24 to 48 hours. I did not forget. We're going to tackle interest and the negative effects that interest have on your pockets. But we're going to show you how to flip that interest around into a positive. Now, I cannot wait until you guys see video number 3. How the government will actually pay you to have a home-based business. They'll invest in you if you invest in them. And that's a powerful concept. And you don't have to, stand before a camera and talk to people like I am. Just for using and introducing people to our site, our strategy, and our software, you get the exact same business write-offs. And no, it does not cost you $3,000, $2,000, $1,000, $5.99, $4.99, $3.99, nope, $2.99, nope, it's getting ridiculous. No, they'll pay you to run your own home-based business. So with that being said, always remember, making money talks, yes, but creating wealth whispers. I'll see you guys in the next 24 to 48 hours with video number 2.